Good afternoon to you, gang. It's Sunday, the 8th of July, 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom tour, or this afternoon's, a bit late today. Sorry about that, because a lot of people have been requesting us to do a little show from the garden. So here we are today. All right, now that means slightly different method of communicating with me. Now, you can still talk to each other as you usually do on the Facebook Live, or I think some of you talk to each other on the YouTube chat box like that. Now, to talk to me, okay, I'll let you into a little secret. This was recorded earlier. However, I'm sitting behind a keyboard ready to answer your messages. You see, I can still talk to you. How fantastic is that? Okay, so I'm sitting, that's assuming, of course, you're watching the show live. Okay, so if I don't answer you, you're not watching the show live. All right, just to warn you of that. Can I give you a time check? No, because I recorded this earlier. But for the first play out, I'm sitting behind a computer and I can answer if you want to talk back to me or you want to say hello or something like that. All right, so just use your type button, but I can't actually speak directly. The only persons I shall be speaking to directly are to those lovely people whose birthdays it is, which comes up, as always, at the end of the show, okay? I've got some Caravan news coming up as well, all right? Caravan news coming up. First of all, after we spoke yesterday, I had a little swim, went up the swimming pool, and then Ronnie came over for lunch. It was very, very bad yesterday, boys and girls. Very bad. Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Yeah. Even worse, 2 lots, okay? I sent him a text. Do you fancy some ice cream today? And he said yes. I said, shall I get the vanilla with chocolate pustules? My favourite Ben & Jerry's ice cream at the moment, chocolate pustules. They're not actually called that, they just look like that. You know, like you get a spot and you squeeze it and there's well, they're like that, but chocolate with caramel in. They're not actually, I just want to point out, they're not actually real spots as fallen from someone's face. I can see a few of you have got spots this morning, haven't you? Eh? Yes, I can see it. Don't you worry about that. So I bought that, and while I was in the freezer section in the supermarket, I spotted something I hadn't tried before, and that is Ben & Jerry's birthday cake ice cream. Oh my God. Anyway, so I got that, come back here, done him some chips. I had some of my campfire stew. Actually, I got some of that on as well this morning. That's why I'm a bit late. I put the campfire stew on for tonight's dinner, you see. So that's on at the moment. He had the chips and then we had the ice cream, and we had like half a pot of each, if you see what I mean. So really, we had like, I think is it a 500 milliliter tub? Something like that. We had one of those each. Shocking. I've had far too many treats this week, as indicated from the scales this morning, which read 12 stone 5. I'm going to be very, very careful over these next 2 days if I want to make the Slimming World scales. I'm telling you that now, on Tuesday morning at 11:30. Linda will be horrified if I've gone above my target area. Perhaps I won't turn. I'll weigh myself before I go, that's the thing. And if it's gone up too far, I won't go this week. Terrible. So that's it. So we had the last ice cream. Had a little sleep in the afternoon. I'm so lucky. I've got one of those portable air conditioning things in my bedroom, and what a difference that makes in this weather. I tell you, I generally turn it on. Actually, because it's so hot, I'm turning it on now sort of an hour before I go to bed. That's how. Do you want to have a look at the garden? Do you want to have a look? Here, have a quick look. Lots of pretty flowers and that you'll see in the background there. Not too many, and there's a reason for that I'll tell you about in a moment. And there's a close-up of those which are growing next to the tree. Oh dear, the sprinkler. You shouldn't be seeing that. How unprofessional. I've got it so we get like flowers coming up all the year round, which means you don't get like a mass of flowers. You may think to yourself, oh, there's not many flowers there. That's because there's just a few coming up all the time, so there's always something going on there. Well, I thought you might want to have a little look at that. Anyway, so last night's work at Central Station. I was hosting Central Station last night, playing a few tunes. We had the most fantastic cabaret with a cabaret artist called Charlie Hides. Now, she's been on that... Oh, it's a bit bright on that side. She's been on the RuPaul's Drag Race thing on the telly. I don't know if you've seen that. She also has her own YouTube channel, and she works tirelessly. Fantastic scripts she comes up with, and the costumes to die for. Never seen anything like it. So have a look at her thing on YouTube. She's ever such a nice person. Charlie Hides, that's who I worked with last night. I came home, right? I was back home. I got home quite early, actually, around about 1:10, something like that. Because what tends to happen on a Saturday, once the show's finished, I'm kind of done, you know, so I go sort of as soon as the show's finished. Usually around any time sort of between 11:30 and midnight is when I tend to leave on a Saturday. And so I've walked in the door, and outside my house I've got lights, one of which is on the ceiling. And I looked up, and I'm a bit frightened. I know you are probably as well. Terrified of spiders. Okay, I'm a bit scared of spiders. Yeah, you are too, aren't you? And I looked up, and there's a black bulbous spider right above me, next to the light, just sitting there. Now, it wasn't big, I suppose, you know, about that big. Not massive, you know, but I keep hearing these stories of the false black widow spiders, you know, so I carefully went underneath it. You know, wondering if it was going to land on my head. Mind you, I might do me a favour, actually. Wondering if it's going to sort of jump on me. But of course, this is not Australia. We don't have huntsmen here that suddenly jump out at you everywhere, love. Oh, don't go to Australia. Very dangerous. You come off the plane, I kid you not, dear. The spiders are literally jumping off the runway onto people and eating them. You're lucky to get into the check-in hall or whatever it's called, the arrivals lounge. It doesn't happen to people in business class, of course. I feel sorry for the people in economy. You know, there's literally the plane lands, or if it's a good landing, like that. If it's a bad landing, bounces a few times, right? And when the plane comes to a stop, you can watch them. You can watch them out the windows at Sydney Airport. It's awful. The plane stops, and suddenly all these spiders appear, and they run across the tarmac, and they wait outside the economy exit door. I mean, people haven't got a chance. Awful. There I am, coming out of the business door, you know, holding my little handbag, free bottle of wine or something like that. Anyway, so this spider's out there. So I've come straight in the house, and I've fired up my phone. Black widow spiders. And I looked and I thought, well, that looks like one, but they've got markings on, see? These things have got markings on. I thought, oh, right, okay, so I'm looking at this thing. Well, I thought, wonder if it's got any markings. So I'm back outside in the little sort of bit where you come into my house, and I'm looking up, and I think, there is a marking on that back. And I think, how can I get a closer look at it without actually touching it or getting near it? So I got my phone like that, and I did the zoom in thing. It's very clever. You can do that on this. Look, what, zoom in. Oh, no, can I do that? No, I can't do it on that one. Zoom in. I zoomed in and took a photo. I took several photos without having the flash on, because I thought if I flash it, it might make it angry and make it more likely to attack me. Terrible. So this spider, so I took the photos. I come back inside, and I switched it on, and there's a white mark on this spider. I went back on the Safari, you know, on the phone, and guess what? Black widows have white marks on their back. At this point, I am now terrified. Because if they bite you, you probably won't die. You get a nasty infection. Much pain. We don't do... Well, some people pay to have pain, as well, you know. Some people attach themselves to electrical things and everything, dear. Some people like to be beaten up. What's all that about? Anyway, so I don't like pain, especially not if being bitten from a spider. So I'm worried now. And I'm thinking, I'm not one to kill spiders. Seriously, I'm not. You know the ones with the little bodies and things like, tiny little bodies and things like that? I tend to, I'll put my hand and let them walk on and then place them outside. Not this bastard. I'm sorry, dear. No, it's a false black widow. I'm convinced of that. It's got a white mark on the back. So I've looked around, I can't find anything to get it with, can I? Of course. Now, I recently chucked out a load of sticks. So I went back outside and I got my mop. And on the mop, I got some gaffer tape, turned it away from itself so the sticky is facing out. Now, I've folded it on, put that on top of the mop head, and I've gone out. And this spider's sitting there. Got under it where I thought I was under it, and I've gone bang. No, I've missed the bloody thing, haven't I? And it's now crawled underneath the light fitting. which is fortunately outside the house. For oh my God, how am I going to get that now? So the only thing I could think, so I'm banging the light. This is like 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what the neighbours thought I was doing, because they watch, you know. Oh yes, they watch through net curtains. So I've missed this thing, and I thought it's either damaged or it's completely got away. So I thought, I don't know what to do, because it's now, like, the light fitting is not quite flush with the wall, you see, outside on the ceiling, right? This is not in the house. There's another door between my kitchen and this little area, all right? So I didn't know, so I got out my kitchen bleach spray and sprayed it, probably the most dangerous thing, where the electrics are. So I've sprayed it in between the light fitting and the ceiling in the hope that will get rid of it. I'm scared. What kind of black widow spiders in the house, dear? False black widows. Very dangerous. Don't want them. You see, this is what the heat's doing. This is what the heat's doing. Are you enjoying the heat? You are, aren't you? Oh, look how brown I am. Look how brown I am. I look like I've come from, I don't know, some other brown, some Barbados or somewhere like that. Some brown country, don't I? I think it's fabulous. I love being this colour. Black people are very lucky. I'd love to be that dark all the time, wouldn't you? Oh, yes, I think that would be very nice. So that's my Black Widow spider. I'll find out later whether it's gone or not, because I reckon if it's still there, I don't think they appear during the daytime. I'm sure they don't appear during the daytime. I reckon if it's still there, it will come out a little bit later on tonight. And of course, I'm off on a Sunday, you know, so I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to sit there on a stool and wait for that bastard to come back out, dear. It's waiting for me. I know it is. It could attack anyone who's... Don't come and visit here now. You'll be attacked by the Black Widow spider. Okay, so be warned on that one. Good, so that's my day yesterday. This morning I've been to church and back. That was quite nice. I think Vivian's dealing drugs now. Oh, yes. I kid you not, Vivian's the lady who's sitting next to me in church. She's a staunch Catholic, right? Staunch Catholic. And she had this little thing with some sort of bag of black stuff in it. She said, here, Chris, you need to buy one of these. They're £2.50. So she's selling drugs, dear. I said, well, what do you do with that? She said, it helps with your sinuses. It's some sort of seeds. And she says, this is Vivian in the church, love. She says, you put it on your finger and you sniff it. I said, how often do you do that? As much as you need it. Vivian, I'm sure she's selling drugs in the church. I've never heard anything like it. I don't dare tell Father David. Oh, my God. Father David. Incidentally, the collection last week, looks like it's gone down a bit. It's about 2,200 last week. But there was a second collection, so that bumps it up. The Reverend David, who comes along to our karaoke nights on Monday, and sometimes he comes Friday. He's a wonderful man, he is. And what a great voice and lovely personality. Reverend David, I told him how much our church gets, you know, on a weekly collection. He's not happy. He only gets about 40 quid a week. They're like £2,000 they're up to now. It just goes up and up. I told you last week we need a totaliser. So that's where I've been today. Now, caravan news. I'm sorry, this as the sun moves around, I'm sort of... Shall I move this around a bit? Does that help? Because the sun is going to hit me in a minute, and then I'm going to just overheat. Let's just put that there. How's that? Is that all right? It's a bit crooked, isn't it? There we are. There we are. That'd do like that, wouldn't it? Hey, how's that look? All right? There you go. That's a bit better. Come closer. Come closer and listen. My heart goes boom, bang, a bang. Oh, do you know I'm going to do that tomorrow at the karaoke? Boom, bang, a bang. If I don't do it, remind me to do it, okay? Boom, bang, a bang tomorrow. Okay, caravan news. If you were with the show yesterday, you'll know that on Friday night I was mucking around on the internet looking for a caravan. I thought it was the case that I was going to have to leave it till sort of September, October, but one came up on Friday night. Now, so I found the advert on Gumtree, and it's on the exact site that I want to be on, okay? Reason being, the ground rent there is dirt cheap. And the reason the ground rent is dirt cheap there is because there's no clubhouse, there's no shop, there's no swimming pool, there's nothing. It's basically, although it's more than, okay? It's basically a field with caravans. Now, when I say caravans, as I've said before, as Ray Reynolds says, it's a bit of a misnomer because you've got caravans, which you tow around, okay? And you've got mobile homes, which are just put down and then that's it. Now, these, what I want is a caravan which is in between. It's called a static caravan. That doesn't mean you can't move it around, because you can. It's just that you can't tow it. It's not a towing caravan. So, if, for example, you've got one of these and it's on a site and you want it to move somewhere else, you ring up a bloke, he comes around with a great big articulated lorry, he picks it up, puts it on the lorry, and takes you off to wherever else you want to go, all right? So it's kind of in the middle. When you go inside, they are like little houses. That's exactly as they are, little houses. Some have got central heating, it just depends what you want, okay? So that's what I'm after. So this one's come up on Friday night. On Saturday, I arranged for my nephew, I rung the lady up. When it comes to like private sales, especially where you're involving, you know, we're not talking tens of thousands of pounds here, incidentally, but a few £1,000s. Not even 10, okay? A few £1,000s. When you're talking a few £1,000s, I'm a bit funny with private sales. You understand what I mean? Because how do you know that's not someone who's put an item or pretending to have something to sell, okay? Then you transfer the money to them and they disappear. That always worries me with private sales. So I generally don't do them. I don't do private things like that. So I got this phone number and I sent her a message, and she sent me a message back with her phone number. So I rang her Saturday morning. Hello, her name's Fatma. Fatma. That's a religious name, isn't it? Fatma. Immediately I thought, well, we're on a connection here. You know, Fatma. You may remember Our Lady of Fatma. Look it up, look it up. I won't tell you with the story now. So I'm chatting to her on the phone, and she's very chatty. And I thought, yeah, I immediately trusted the voice. Do you know what I mean? The last lady I spoke to, was it 2 weeks ago now? I can't remember now. It might have been a week or 2 weeks ago. The conversation didn't flow. I mean, you've probably got people in your life like that. You know, when you're trying to have a conversation and it doesn't flow. Well, it didn't flow, but with her, it was flowing. Hello, I'm interested. Oh, right, okay. I said, yeah, my name's Chris. I'm looking to kind of semi-retire and spend some time up north and some time down here, because I'm not ready to make the big move up there completely. I love the work I do. You know, I now work 3 nights a week, which is exactly, well, actually I wanted to be down to 4 nights a week, but I'm down to 3, which is perfectly all right. And I love the jobs I do in Central Station, as you want to know. It's the only place I work now. Monday karaoke, Friday karaoke, and Saturday hosting. But I'm very happy there, and I'll stay there for as long as I'm happy and as long as they want me. The journey does my head in, but I only have to sit in traffic now twice a week. Although I'm there 3 times a week, you don't get the traffic on a Saturday, you see. So I'm happy to go up there the Monday and the Friday and sit there for 2 hours in the traffic to get there and about an hour to come back. So I'm telling her all this story, and she says, okay. I said, would it be okay? I can't get up there till Tuesday, as in, like, in 2 days' time. I said, would it be okay for me to send my nephew up there? I said, because I'd trust his opinion. I'd completely trust his opinion. You know, when it comes to my nephew and my nieces and my sister, of course I would completely trust her, of course, but she's got a bit of a different taste to me, which I realised the time I saw the first Caravan, which she thought I would absolutely die for. And I looked at it and I thought, no, this isn't the one. You know, whereas my nephew has been on holiday with me to places in caravans. That blooming sun's moving around again, isn't it? So he would know exactly what I'm after. I was pretty sure of that. So she says, yes, that's no problem at all. I said, are you there at the week? She says, well, I'm here now. I'm living here. She was living there. Okay, I said, how long you had the Caravan? She said, well, I've only had it 2 weeks. What happened is that she had a job in France, okay? The job finished and she came back. She had nowhere to live, so she bought this Caravan. You know, not over expensive, right? So she said, I've had it 2 weeks. She said, and then a new job came up for me in Yorkshire. So I start there on, I think in a couple of weeks' time. She said, and I've now got a flat to rent up there. So she said, now I need to sell this on. I said, okay, that's fine. Anyway, so I put down the phone on her, and I said, thanks very much. Well, I said, thanks very much. I said, I'll send my nephew round. What time would be convenient? She said, any time until about 7 o'clock at night. Okay. So I've rung up my nephew. All right, Gary, can you go round there? Yeah, yeah. And he's gone round there. So a couple of hours passed now, and he's rung me, and he said, yeah, you want to buy this one, Chris? He said, I think she's got OCD. I said, why'd you say that? He said, it's spotless, absolutely spotless in that Caravan. He said, and there's loads of new bits, like a new gas fire, a new settee, a new this, a new that. One of the bedrooms, okay, there's only 2 bedrooms. There's a normal bedroom, you know, a master bedroom, which has got a bed in it. Everything's there, okay? Generally, when you buy a Caravan, you buy everything. It's not like a house. You know, the house is emptied and you take your stuff somewhere else. With a Caravan, you tend to leave everything that's in there. That's just how it works, all right? So it's all in there. And he's taken a load of pictures of the said Caravan and sent them over to me. And I've said, okay. I said, are you sure this is the one? And the view. Wait, I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute, okay? Wait till you see the view. Because it's at the end. Okay, there's on this little part of the site, there's like 5 Caravans apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on the end. I'm on the end. There's room for 3 cars as well. So, with that, I looked at the pictures and I thought, you need to move quick because the Caravans on this site, they're up for 2 days and then they're gone. People just buy them like that. So I thought, okay, so I thought about it. And I thought, what do I do? Do I pay the lady or what? And I rung her up. I was coming back from the swimming pool at the time, actually. I bought the ice cream from the supermarket. I'm coming back from the swimming pool. Got back here. I rang the lady immediately. I said, thanks ever so much. My nephew's very pleased. And he loves your Caravan. And in that case, I'd like to buy it from you. She said, really? And she was really pleased. Really? I said, yes. And I said, I reckon you paid the price you were asking for the Caravan. She said, that's right. Are you going to make me an offer? I said, no. I said, I'll give you what you're asking. She said, really? I said, yeah, I'll give you what you're asking for it. And she was so pleased. She was so pleased. And it turns out that this is a 60-year-old lady, okay? And as soon as Gary told me this, my nephew, and as soon as I heard her age, I thought, okay, it's a 60-year-old lady on her own. Her husband left her a while ago. He just disappeared, just went one day, and she kind of was on her own suddenly. And this happened a few years ago, apparently. And I just got complete trust in her. I said, right, you'll have to tell me how this works because I don't know the process. She said, okay. She said, well, if you want, I'll do it exactly as I did it. She said, that is, if you can send me some sort of deposit now. She said, that's it, I will hold it. I'll arrange to leave it. She said, I want to be out by next Sunday, not today. She wants to be out by next Sunday. When she's out, either Gary, my nephew, or my sister can meet up with her, collect the keys. I'll transfer all of the money, which in the grand scheme of things isn't much. Let me tell you, okay, I had a budget. It's 75% of my budget. I've got money left over. I've actually got money left over, so I'm really pleased about that. I thought I was going to have to spend twice my budget to get what I wanted. I had that feeling. And I didn't think I was going to be able to do it till sort of September, October when the holiday season's over. But no, this is all, and it's all happened so quickly. It really is. And it's the 4th one that I've looked at. I haven't looked at it, but I trust my family implicitly up north to do the right thing. You know, if they said there was something wrong with it, then they would have said so. Because Gary's been underneath as well. He's taken the panels off underneath the Caravan to have a look at the metal work and all that, and it's all in perfect condition. So there we are. So I paid a deposit into her account. She sent me her details. She sent me a text saying, yep, got the deposit, thank you ever so much. Now she will do what she has to do. She has to tell the site owners that I'll be taking it over. They have to change it to my name. Then she hands in the keys the day she leaves. The money goes in, and then that's it. So it's happened. It's happened. Shortly, I shall own a Caravan. How blooming marvellous is that? Pikey Chris is in the house. Now, let me show you these pictures. You're going to like this, all right? That's great nephew Harry down there in the corner. Not quite sure where this is. I think that's from the living room looking towards the kitchen. There's the living room. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Brand new sofa in the corner there. New gas fire. There's nephew Harry again. Right in the corner there. Looking from the kitchen into the living room. Bit more of the kitchen. Freestanding. There's a gas stove there. All that's included, incidentally. Nice looking little cabinet she's got in the corner. There's some of the bedroom. I think that's the spare room. I think that's the spare room. Some of the cupboards at the top there. There's the main bedroom. The bed's in there as well. Nothing to buy. Very clean. Some of the cupboards in the main bedroom again. Looks like an ensuite toilet there just on the left. There's the toilet. It's not white, but, you know, I'm not really bothered about that, really. You can change that if you want to. And that's the spare room, all nice and empty. I wonder what I could put in there. Here's outside the caravan. There's two of the reasons I'm moving, you see. Great nephew Harry on the right there and great niece Evie. Side of the caravan again. But wait till you see the view from the side of the caravan looking out. Look at that. I'm right at the end. How fantastic is that? And then looking from the field back to the caravan. Beautiful. So much peace and tranquility. Aren't they great pictures? There we are. Well, I won't keep you too much longer today, boys and girls, except to tell you, don't forget to join us tomorrow morning. The birthdays are coming up. Don't worry about those. Tomorrow morning, I'll be with you early tomorrow morning, around about 8:45, 9 o'clock, okay, for our daily chat show. And that's followed at 10 o'clock by the music at chat show at reachonair.com. Now, just for the near future, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the shows once I'm down there. I will be here some days, but I'll be there other days. I don't know what the internet is like down there, so whether or not we can do live or not. If not, I could always do recorded shows. That's all right. Can do record. This was recorded earlier, as you know. Although I'm sitting there typing away to you, this was recorded earlier. But down there, it certainly won't be like once I start going down there. It won't be immediately. I'll be able to start doing shows, I suppose. I'll have to set things up, so it might be a while. So we might have to cut back on the chat shows, and I will miss you. I will miss you first thing in the morning at first, but we'll get back to it at some point. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap, but I should be with you certainly on Saturday, Sunday and Monday mornings. Okay, but that won't happen yet. That'll happen when I start going up there and sort things out, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm not quite sure where we are with that at the moment. All right? Birthdays today, boys and girls. The delightful Anne Taplin. One of Barry Manilow's biggest fans of, not in size, biggest, all right, Anne, biggest fans of all time. She's had a blooming hard time recently, and it's now starting to turn around, isn't it, Anne? So I'm pleased about that. Happy birthday to Anne Taplin, who's younger than me at 51. She's had such a rough time recently. She's had to move where she lives, and she lost a lovely, beloved dog called Manilow, named after, of course, the great Barry. And it's awful when you lose a pet, it really is. It's just so upsetting. And I know how close she was to her dog, so my heart goes out to you, and let's hope things start turning around for you. Well, I know they are starting to turn around for you. All right, happy birthday to Anne Taplin. She's got a grotto to Barry Manilow. Seriously, pictures everywhere in her flat. I've been told, don't worry about that, Anne. She's got pictures, little statues, Barry Manilow soap on a rope. Do be careful you don't sit on that in the bath, Anne. You can do terrible damage to yourself, my love. Happy birthday to Anne today, 51 years old. Alan Bailey, who's a lovely chap. He really is. He comes along on the karaoke, usually on a Monday. And he hasn't sung for a few months, but I wonder if he's in for because it's his birthday today, so that means it's tomorrow night. I don't know if he's coming in the pub or not, but if you do, it'd be nice to see you, Alan, and please sing a song as it's your birthday, okay? Happy birthday to the delightful Alan Bailey. He's very like me in the stuff he likes, like he likes scenery and all that business. Happy birthday, Alan. Happy birthday to Jacob, who's 20 today. He worked in Central Station for a while. Jacob, I've been informed that you used to sell glasses of something for £10 downstairs. Is that right, lovey? Someone told me you used to sell glasses of something for £10. Is that right, downstairs at the bar? Do let us know. Happy birthday, Jacob, 20 years old today. And Marcus Kazman is 42 years old today. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Anne, Alan, Jacob and Marcus. Oh, fancy. What's that been there all that time? How awful. You would have thought I got rid of that first, wouldn't you? Happy birthday to you. There we are. That's it for today's show, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much for joining us. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning, around about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning for another chat show. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.